The Central Florida Christian Chamber and Triangle Media welcome you to the Builders Podcast, spotlighting Christian business leaders and their stories of faith, leadership, and success. Here's your host, Suzanne Lynn.
Hi, and welcome to the Builders Podcast. I'm Suzanne Lynn from Triangle Media. And each month we talk to a guest speaker of the next relationship building lunch. And here we are after the holidays. You might be facing a few extra pounds. I can relate with that. Maybe some extra credit card bills. This guy is definitely someone you're going to want to hear. He is just full of encouragement and wisdom. And I think Pete is just what the doctor ordered for the January speaker. Pete Folch is the founder of Second Wind Finish Strong, Inc. He was hired earlier this year as Director of Leadership Development for FoodFirst Global Restaurants to change the spirit, the culture, and the energy of the entire organization. And since June, Pete has already facilitated extraordinary change for a business of 103 restaurants. Pete, welcome to Builders Podcast. We're glad that you're here.
Thank you, Suzanne. Glad to be here this morning. Thank you.
Well, you're speaking January 9th, and we talk about the changes that you hear in the world of 2020. That's what you're excited about. And we just want to know, what does change in the area that you're going to be working on in 2020 look like for you?
Well, change, again, the world is constantly changing. It seems like the only thing constant out there is change. But it is in my world, in the world of hospitality, in the world of restaurants and service, and we're all, you could argue, in the world of serving others in some way, shape, or form. It's important that we are able to serve with excellence. Whatever the product or the service that we're delivering, it's important to deliver. And in my business, we're delivering that through others. We have some 7,000 employees, 103 restaurants, and
Wow.
and so it's important that with that you display passion, you display energy, and care for who it is that you are serving.
And like you said, it doesn't really matter what the product is. I guess I'm especially interested in the fact that you specialize in making change in the restaurant area because there's so many different personalities and so many different departments. Is there one fundamental mission that speaks to everyone and all the jobs that they're doing there?
I think it's important whether you are the dishwasher, you're an hourly employee in the restaurant, you're a manager, a leader, director, you work in accounts payable in the support center, wherever you are at, it's important to make sure that the mission is defined, that your purpose is defined. People lose their passion, they lose their motivation, they lose their energy when they lose their sense of purpose. Who am I? What am I? Why am I here? Does what I do count as a dishwasher? Does what I do count as a server, or what we call server assistant out there working in the dining room? Does what I do matter in the grand scheme of things? And I think that's important no matter who you are, where you are in your organization, and what type of business you're in. It's important that everybody in your organization knows and is clear on the mission, on the purpose of what we're all about here.
And leadership to, like you said, the dishwasher, the mission is pretty much the same. It's encouragement and sharing that you are serving others, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. One of my favorite leadership quotes is from John Quincy Adams. He says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, to become more, you are a leader. So oftentimes I'll remind team members out there, you may not have the title of a leader, but if you have influence on others, you're a leader. You're influencing others, leading others.
Absolutely. The thing that's interesting to me is that what happens at work is very important because we bring that home to our families. So if it's not a good day at work, it's probably not going to be a good day on the family. And it's all very much combined and related.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you bring up an excellent point because we try to emphasize in our leadership development and all of our training that what we teach you as a leader, yes, will help you be successful as a professional, but also we want you to be successful at home with your family, in your relationships with others. So we're moving in the direction of focusing on the whole person and building strong character all the way around.
Yeah. It makes us better parents, better spouses, better friends, better siblings.
Yes.
Pete, what would you say the biggest challenge is when you walk into a place? Is there one that's really typical that you go, okay, this is common?
Well, challenge, of course, our business is very competitive. The restaurant industry, probably the biggest challenge we face in the restaurant industry is attracting and retaining those great
Oh,
employees. Turnover in our business can be very high, and I think there's sometimes some misperceptions out there of what this business is all about. And the folks can this is a great business where you can build a career. Yes, there can be some challenging hours that kind of come with it here, but if somebody's looking at hospitality is a growing, well, in Central Florida, it's a huge. It's all over
right.
the U.S. It's a big business, big industry, and so that's the challenge of attracting and retaining
Hmm.
our folks that have a service orientation. What we say, like to say, service in their heart.
Oh, I love that. Something tells me that everyone is sitting in your session on January 9th at the relationship building lunch is going to be able to take some really important nuggets away with them, because when you talk about retaining and keeping happy employees, well, gosh, that applies to everybody.
Yes,
Right?
it does.
What are some of the takeaways people can count on?
Definitely one of some of the takeaways from January 9th is to be intentional and tactical about creating positive change and elevating the culture of your team.
Hmm.
It's very important that there is consistency and integrity. And what I mean by the integrity is, it's one thing to have a meeting with a group of employees and say, this is what we're going to do, this is who we're going to be, etc. And you don't want it to be the flavor of the month or the
Hmm.
flavor of the week. Or like, okay, we had this big kickoff, and now a month later, it's forgotten about. It's it's consistency, and I'm going to be talking about some seeds that you can plant with your team that I'm currently planting with my team that I'm working with here. That consistent planting of those positive seeds to build that new culture, to raise that level of spirit and energy to where you want it to be. So that's what folks are going to be coming away with.
I can't imagine a better message for the first month of 2020, Pete. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you. And we want to encourage you to invite a friend to First Baptist Fellowship Hall on January 9th to hear some great wisdom from Pete Folch. And if you want to check in with Pete, how can they do that? How can they contact you?
They can contact me through my email,
Okay.
peterfolchjr@gmail.com. I'm also on LinkedIn.
Okay.
You can look me up on LinkedIn. I do have my website, Second Wind Finish Strong. You can make contact with me through there, or if you'd like to give me a direct call or leave me a text message, 407-733-8121. So I'm
No.
excited about January 9th. And
Yeah.
I'm very blessed and honored to be invited back a third time to speak at the Central Florida Christian Chamber of Commerce luncheon. So I'm very, very honored and very thankful to have that invitation.
Well, we feel the same way. We're very excited. And thank you for joining us for the Builders Podcast today.
Thank you, Suzanne. Have a great day. Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you.
This has been the Builders Podcast, presented by the Central Florida Christian Chamber and produced by Triangle Media. If you're interested in having a program like this for your business, contact Suzanne Lynn at trianglemedia.biz.